Alright, we are almost ready with our tools for our framework. Now I'm going to show you the Actions class. So what are we going to do with the Actions class? Well, we are going to use the Actions class to perform actions. We spent so much time making our navigation class to bring us to the login form. So let's do something with this login form. So let's make an Actions class. New add class actions.cs. Delete all this. Public static class actions. Alright, so we are going to create an actions class and we are going to create a method inside this actions class that fills our login form. Simple as that. So public static void fill login form. So what do we need in order to fill our login form? Well, let's go and check. We need our username field, we need our password field, repeat password field, and login button. If you inspect all of these elements, they have simple selectors that you can use. I have already prepared the page object model class for all these. You can see it right here. There are the elements that we are going to use. So let's go ahead and create our login scenario post, login scenario post, ls post, new login scenario post, and of course we're missing it, so we have to include it. Alright, now what do we need? We need ls post, username field, send keys. Then we need ls post password field, send keys. Then we need the repeat password field, send keys. And then we need the button to click it. Login button, click. Alright, what are we going to send to those keys? It's very simple. Let's create a few arguments for our methods. They're all going to be strings and they're going to be username, string password, string repeat password, and they will go right here. Password, repeat password. So if you don't know what this does, it will become clear in a second. So we're going to fill our fields and then we're going to click OK. Let's go ahead and try it. Go to our entry point class. Let's delete all these things here that we don't need anymore. And from here we need actions, fill login form. And here we have to supply the username, the password, and the repeat password. And this is where we are going to use our configuration file. So let's say config. So let's try first with a simple valid login, and then we are going to move on. So config credentials valid, and we will first supply the username. Config credential valid password. Config credential valid repeat password. Perfect. So read it aloud if you want. What we are going to do: open our driver, navigate to our home page, then navigate to the login form through the menu, then perform action, fill the login form with the valid credentials taken from the config file. It's simple, plain English. It's so easy. Once you set up your framework in this way, and once it's completed, every underlining element, every navigation path that you need, every action that you need, once you complete all these, anyone can make tests. Even your mother can do it. It's plain English. That's the beauty of the framework. Alright, so let's run this and see what will happen. Alright, login form, fill, press the button, successful login, perfect. Now we have only a few things left, and these are the assertion. which we're going to cover in the next video, and how we can run the tests more easily, and how we can structure our project a bit more. See you in the next video. Alright guys, in this video I'm going to show you how can we install the NUnit, what actually is NUnit, and how can we use it to structure our tests better, our project better. So, first thing you want to do, right click on your test on your project, manage NuGet packages, and here you write NUnit. So you have to install the NUnit. And the second thing you have to do is go to Tools, click on Extensions and Updates, then go to Online right here, and here in the search box write NUnit 3. So you have to install the NUnit 3 test adapter. I already have it installed, so I'm not going to do it, but you have to do it, you need it. Make sure to install the NUnit 3 test adapter. There is another test adapter that doesn't have a 3 in it, and it will screw up your project. You won't be able to run your tests. This is the other test adapter. You need this one with the green icon. So I already have everything installed, so I will simply go ahead and show you what we are going to do. I'm going to remove this from here, and I'm going to place it in the actions. I'm going to create a new action called Initialize Driver. Initialize Driver. And I will place it here. And instead of this URL, I'm going to use the URL from my config file. So back to our main class. I will delete this from these spaces. I don't need them. And we start with the NUnit. First thing you have to do, you open square brackets and you write inside them setup. Again, error, missing dependencies, we add them, simple as clicking Ctrl and dot, and you create a new method down here, initialize. So this will be the method that setups everything before the tests start. So here you initialize everything that you need before your tests start. All I have to do is initialize my driver for this particular case. And when I do this, you already saw, this will open my base URL. So then in the end, before we get to the test, so this is what you do in the beginning. In the end, you make another square brackets method, let's call it, with the attribute tear down, and public void, let's call it clean up. And here we are going to quit our driver and everything else you need to do before you quit. Between these, you're going to make your tests. So you write test, and here you will make your first test method. Let's just take this and place it in that method. So this is valid public void, come on, public void valid login. And we are simply going to place this inside here. Let's delete the rows. Perfect. Now, we said that we should use assertions in order to confirm if our test was successful. How are we going to do this? We already saw that when you fill the login form with valid data, like this, for example, you get an alert box that says successful login. Now, we already know how to handle alert boxes, so I'm going to create a new alert box up here, alert, atomic dependency. So I will go in our config file and I will create a new class and I will call it, I don't know, maybe let's call it alert messages. So we have a message for successful login. Public static class not class string successful login. And the message was successful login, like this, I believe. Let's check it again. Successful login. Perfect. So we have the message here. We will have a few more messages that we are going to put here, but we are simply going to stop with this for now. Let's go back here. And we are going to say assert dot r equal, and we are going to first say what are we expecting to get, and this is the one that we have from our config file. So we are expecting to get the config alert messages successful login, and the actual will be the one that's on the alert box on the page. And in order to do this, we have to initialize our alert box by saying alert equals driver switch to alert, like this. And here we are going to say alert.text. If you don't remember how to work with alert boxes, you can go back and watch the video about alert boxes. After we assert, we want to accept the alert box. Alert.accept. Just like this. And this is your test. So you have a test. Valid login, navigate to the login form through the menu, fill the login form with some credentials, get the alert, check if the alert message equals to the successful login message that we have originally prepared, and then click accept. Now, how are you going to run this test case? You go up here and you click on test, and then you click on Windows and you click on Test Explorer. This will bring out the Test Explorer, and I don't have anything here because I have to rebuild my project for it to be able to see my test. And just give it a second. And there is my valid login test. Let's run it. You run it simply by right clicking and select run selected test. Alright, it starts. So we go to here, login form, fill it, and our test failed because our message was different from the one that it should have been. And you can see what we expected and what it was. So obviously there was a typo in the alert box, and this is why we get a failed test. So I will go ahead in the config file and change our message to what it actually is. So this is about the bulletproofing your tests. You have to be sure that everything in your tests is correct. Let's run it again. Perfect. We have a successful test. The test passed. We are the best. In the next video, I will show you how we can structure our framework a bit more and make it a bit better. Stay with me, we are almost ready.